هنا في السعودية الثروة لا تقاس بالأرقام ولكنها ازدهار شعبها.
And Riyadh this week.
Hindi ko pa mapaniwala. Maraming salamat sa suporta. Sana patuloy yung suporta niyo sa akin.
Kamusta mga kapong Pinoy? Surprise! Excited na akong imbitahin kayong lahat na manood sa mga laban ko sa Mubadala Abu Dhabi.
In the world of professional sports, a single moment can forge a legend or shatter a dream. For Alexandra Eala, the 20-year-old phenom carrying the hopes of Philippine tennis, a devastating quarterfinal exit on home soil felt like the latter. The silence that fell over the packed stadium in Manila was a heavy blanket of shared heartbreak. A collective gasp as the nation's golden girl bowed her head in defeat. The 2026 Philippine Women's Open, the first ever WTA 125 event in the Philippines, was meant to be her coronation. Instead, it became the scene of a crushing loss to Colombia's tenacious Camila Osorio, sparking a firestorm of criticism and doubt. Was the pressure too much? Had she peaked? But as the world debated her future, a seismic shift was occurring behind the scenes. Thousands of miles away, in a boardroom where the future of global sports is decided, a powerful figure made a quiet, decisive move. Yasser Al-Rumayyan, the mastermind behind Saudi Arabia's colossal push into sports like Elite Golf and Formula One, sent a private 17-word text directly to Eala. This message wasn't just a consolation, it was a lifeline, an unprecedented invitation that offered a level of power and support most veteran players only dream of. What followed was a whirlwind of events that transformed a heartbreaking loss into the most significant turning point of her young career, blending high-stakes sports drama with geopolitical power plays and culminating in a moment of unexpected recognition from one of tennis's brightest male stars. This is the story of how a Manila meltdown set the stage for the rise of a global icon. The crucible of defeat. The atmosphere at the Philippine Women's Open was electric, a homecoming of epic proportions for a player who had become a national symbol. For Alex Eala, this was more than a tournament. It was a chance to showcase her evolution into a legitimate top 50 force on the world stage in front of her own people. With a favorable draw and a crowd whose roar could be heard cities away, the narrative seemed pre-written for a fairy tale ending. But tennis is a cruel sport, indifferent to scripts and sentiment. Camila Osorio, a gritty fighter with nothing to lose, arrived in Manila to win, not to be a supporting character in Eala's story. The quarterfinal match was a brutal war of attrition. Eala fought with her signature heart and tenacity, but the shots landed just wide, the serve lacked its usual precision. Osorio sensed the nerves and clamped down, refusing to let go. When the final ball sailed long, the physical and emotional toll was etched on Eala's face. She hadn't just lost a match, she felt the weight of having let down an entire nation. Since the post-match press conference, her voice trembled, but her chin remained high. "I've had better days," she admitted with the dignity of a champion. "But it was just how it is. I have to accept it, and there's always next week." It was a mature response that hinted at the mental fortitude that had already taken her so far. Yet, behind the brave face was devastation. The loss wasn't about the 27 WTA points or the $3,450 in prize money. It was about the missed opportunity to lift a trophy for the people who had believed in her from the very beginning. However, as the dust settled, the narrative took a surprising turn. Eala did not retreat. Instead, she used the platform of her defeat to issue a powerful challenge to the establishment of Philippine sports. "To have a WTA here is a great stepping stone," she declared, her eyes blazing with a newfound intensity. "I think it is a wake-up call for the people who can help or be able to do something about it. I think there's a lot of room for improvement." She spoke of the passion and hard work of Filipino athletes, demanding a better system to nourish our tennis players and build more champions. This was not the sound of a defeated girl making excuses. It was the voice of a leader demanding accountability. The 17-word bombshell bravery alone doesn't win Grand Slams. For that, you need resources, backing, and a machine operating at full capacity. And that is precisely when the phone rang. Yasser Al-Rumayyan, governor of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, is a man who plays chess while others play checkers. The architect of Live Golf's disruption and the force behind Saudi's aggressive entry into football, boxing, and nearly every other major sport, Al Rumayyan identifies value and potential before anyone else. For months, he had been quietly observing the WTA Tour, not for its current number one, but for its future. He was looking for resilience, for a player who could bridge the gap between the West and the massive untapped markets of Asia. He was watching Alex Eala. Where a conventional sponsor saw a risky investment after a public loss, Al Rumayyan saw an opportunity. He saw the fire in her post-match interview, the grace under pressure, and the political savvy to demand change without burning bridges. He decided to act. The message he sent was brief, just 17 carefully chosen words. While the exact phrasing remains a closely guarded secret, its essence was explosive. He praised her relentless fighting spirit, calling her a new symbol of resilience for a generation of athletes. But it was the offer that followed that sent shockwaves through the tennis world. It was a goodwill invitation that included a level of special treatment reserved for tennis royalty. This was not a simple sponsorship. This was an offer of comprehensive support. Access to elite private training facilities in the Middle East, private travel logistics to eliminate the grueling fatigue of commercial flights that kill so many careers, and, crucially, a direct pathway to major tournaments in the region with a full support infrastructure. Al Rumayyan was offering to erase every obstacle except the tennis itself. The reaction from other players was a mixture of envy and confusion. Why Eala? Why not a proven top 10 player? The answer lies in the long game. Al Rumayyan was betting on Eala's potential to become not just a champion, but a global icon who could transcend her sport. Eala's response was as strategic as it was gracious, opening the door to a powerful new alliance. The first tangible result was a wildcard entry into the main draw of the prestigious 2026 Abu Dhabi Open. This was a golden ticket, bypassing the brutal qualifying rounds and guaranteeing a spot on the main stage against the world's best, right in Al Rumayyan's backyard. It was the ultimate chance to prove that his faith was justified. From the valley to the peak, before she could jet off to this new chapter, Eala had one more duty at home: the Philippine Sports Writers Association PSA Awards. If the loss to Osorio was the valley, this night was the absolute peak. Trading her tennis kit for an elegant gown, Eala looked every bit the superstar she was becoming. In a move of historical significance, the PSA declared a tie for the coveted Athlete of the Year award for the first time in 22 years. The last time it happened, the honor was shared by legends Manny Pacquiao and Jennifer Rosales. By sharing this award, Eala was no longer just a rising star. She was now officially in the company of Philippine sporting immortals, her status as a national hero cemented. The contrast was stark and beautiful, from the depths of a public defeat to the pinnacle of national recognition in a matter of weeks. An unspoken acknowledgement as Eala's star ascended, her influence began to ripple across the tennis world, earning recognition from unexpected corners. The most captivating of these came from Holger Rune, the 21-year-old Danish prodigy. Like Eala, Rune is a ferocious talent who carries the weight of his nation's hopes. A top 10 player known for his fiery competitiveness and emotional outbursts, Rune understands the unique pressure of being your country's only hope. In a casual interview, a moment of unguarded honesty changed the conversation. When asked about other players, Rune mentioned Alex Eala's name. It was what happened next that caught the world's attention. The pause was a fraction too long, the smile too genuine, the specificity of his praise too revealing. He spoke of her game, but also of the immense pressure she faced, a burden he knew all too well. It wasn't a romantic confession, but something far more profound, a moment of pure respect and recognition from one young trailblazer to another. It was a sign that Eala's journey of resilience was not only being watched by powerful investors, but was also deeply respected by her peers at the very top of the sport. The innocent junior champion is gone. In her place stands a savvy professional who navigates heartbreaking losses, high society galas, and complex geopolitical power plays with equal poise. The Manila loss was the fuel, the Al Rumayyan text was the spark, and the Abu Dhabi Open is the proving ground where the fire will burn. Alex Eala is no longer just another player fighting for ranking points. She is a central figure in the battle for the future of tennis, a global icon in the making. The world is watching, and the next chapter in this incredible saga is about to be written. About to be written.